Hey, welcome back to your favorite podcast, Closing Deals and Heals. I am your host, Kayla Hodges, where I will help you master influence and embrace your femininity and handle any challenge that life throws your way. Today, we're talking about asking, the power of asking, because she who asks receives, and learning the feminine secret of asking in order for you to get every single thing that you want in your life. So by the end of this episode, you will know exactly what to do, how to ask for anything in a way that feels really, really damn good and doesn't feel icky. So drop into the episode and I will see you in there. Welcome to another episode of your favorite podcast, Closing Deals and Heals. I feel like there is so many times in my life where I felt like I would be a burden if I would ask anybody for help. You know, it was kind of me against the world, so I had to figure everything out by myself. And I would feel guilty by telling somebody that I really wasn't doing that well. And I felt kind of disingenuous because I pretended like everything was okay, that, I had it all put together and that inside, regardless of how I looked on the outside, I felt like I was, like dying a little bit. I felt like I could not really figure it out. I felt stuck. And it was in so many areas of my life. It wasn't just in one. With my ability to be a good mom, right? I was like, man, I can't figure this thing out because I had to work and I always had to be there for my daughter Claire. And I'm like, crap, like I'm doing a bad job. In my personal life at this time, I had a huge breakup that broke my heart. And I was like, man, when am I ever going to find somebody that really loves me? And my heart was so big and I felt like being taken advantage of. And I'm like, when am I going to find somebody that is going to truly appreciate me? And then in my career, like I really couldn't figure out like the business side of stuff. And I just felt like overwhelmed. Hey, beautiful. Just want to take one little second of your time to interrupt this podcast. First of all, I just want to honor you for showing up for yourself. Like, thank you so much for watching and for listening. Like, you have no idea how much it means to me. If you can just take just 1 second of your time, a little favor, and please hit the subscribe button. Please leave a review, comment on this, and share it to another woman that you know. We as women get to really stand and honor each other, and we do that by lighting fires at others' hearts. Sometimes a woman just needs to know that you believe in her and that she's capable, so please send this to her. I appreciate you. Thank you for taking that out of your time and doing that for us. You have no idea how much it helps and how much it helps us bring a really amazing guest on this show and get it out to more and more people. So thank you again. I will see you back in the show. But I pretended like everything was fine. No one knew. I didn't want anyone knowing that I was like struggling mentally and struggling emotionally. I would definitely, find ways to like numb myself. I would love to go out on the weekends. I would love to party. I would love to, just kind of escape because I felt like I could not escape my normal life. And it was so hard. However, I didn't realize how impactful it could be to ask for support. First of all, because I didn't feel worthy of it. I didn't feel worthy of it, and I definitely felt like it would be a burden. Plus, like I don't really have the time to kind of sit there and ask somebody for help or have somebody like listen to all the things I was going through because I didn't have the time to do that. I had to get shit done. So there wasn't even time for that. However, what I noticed is that when I started to learn how to heal, and I went through a lot of different trauma development and trauma breakthrough stuff, and I started like learning how to re-love myself. This little girl that has been through so many things and learning how to like kind of meet myself where I was at and pour love into me, unlike any other time I ever had before, to like deeply connect with the woman that I am and honor her and pour into her. And once I did that, and I tried to start asking for help on like small things, I noticed a huge energetic shift. I noticed me going from this masculine survival thing that I was in all the freaking time to learning how to be in a place of receiving, to learn how to have a place where I was in flow, where things were just naturally happening to me. And it was all through the power of asking. asking questions, asking for help, asking support. And what I've realized is that when I asked for one thing, I would get it back from the universe, from God, like tenfold. And I'm going to show you by the end of this episode how to ask for anything that you want without guilt, without fear, without hesitation. I'm going to show you how to do this by the end of this episode. So I want to make sure that you take out your notebook and that you write this stuff down, because it's super important for women to learn how to receive. Receiving is a very feminine thing to do. Think about like Pretty Woman, Julie Roberts. That woman is so good at receiving. She's receiving throughout the whole entire movie, and she's happy and excited receiving these amazing things. So rewatch that show, that movie, if you haven't watched it in a while, and I just want you to see if it's easy for you to receive. By the way, even comment in the chat below, like if it's easy for you to receive or if you hesitate towards it. And why is that? Women, we are not really good at asking for anything because we are culturally like conditioned as a very young child to not be a burden to anybody, to be the good girl. I took some notes for this because I think it's very interesting. You know, we are taught to be nice and accommodating, to make sure that we stay out of the way, to be the good girls, to be pretty and, playful and nice and, be kind. And unfortunately, because we're conditioned this way, we don't want to be too much. I don't know about you, but I've definitely had the experience in my life of feeling like I was too much, where my personality was too much, where I had to diminish who I was in order for other people around me to feel more comfortable. And I didn't realize that dimming my light in this way was one of the most selfish things that I could possibly do. By making myself small so that I didn't rub others the wrong way, slowly just started dimming the fire inside of me. It slowly started killing the woman that I was. And it's selfish because somebody out there needs you to burn so brightly so that you can give them permission to also burn so bright. And we are in a world right now where we are so focused on what other people perceive of us, so focused on comparing ourselves to others. Think about AI, like models on AI right now, and all the things that have come out, and about how we are comparing ourselves to people that are not even real anymore. All the the filters, all the things that come out, and we consistently are trying to update and improve ourselves to be this version of perfection in order for us to be accepted or loved, which is what humans crave more than anything, is to be in a place where we can be truly loved. And why do we crave that validation, crave all this stuff on the outside of us? It's because the love that you're pouring into yourself is not big enough, not fulfilling enough to where you have to seek stuff outside of you. And because we do this, because we are consistently trying to be good, we don't want to be in a place where we're asking people for things because we don't want to be perceived as difficult. And we also are afraid of rejection, somebody telling us no. If I ask for something and they say no, that means possibly that maybe I'm not even good enough. What if I want to go to this school, I want to get into this program, and I ask to join, they say no? What if I want to be in this sorority and they say no? Like, the rejection is harsh. Oh, I really want this guy to notice me, but he's not interested. No. Oh, I really want to be able to have this type of body in the gym, and I'm trying it and I'm not getting it, and I feel that rejection from myself of like not being able to figure it out. And I consistently hear no. Your brain probably is the one that tells you no the most. You can't do that. You can't be like that. You're not good enough for that. That person won't notice you. You'll never get that successful. And unfortunately, we are one of the most meanest people that we could possibly be to ourselves. So let's have a real conversation about what it's like to not ask. What is the cost of you not asking? If you don't ask, there's a possibility that you'll never get what you want. If you don't ask for that raise, you'll not get the money. If you don't ask for more friends, you won't get more friends. Okay? If you don't go out of your way and ask for something, you won't get it. And the cost of inaction is so much greater. Like, you are supposed to live your life here to the absolute fullest. And if you're scared of asking for something that can really benefit your life in a really positive way, and you're like, I just want to do this myself, I just want to figure this out myself, you're working so much harder than you need to be. Because I feel like sometimes, like, God tries to bless us and tries to give us all these things. However, you're so stubborn that you don't ask for the help that's literally right there being provided for you. Especially like with men, you should ask your man for things, even something really small. If you can open that jar of honey, do not open that jar of honey. Ask him for help, because men love to be helpful, and you got to be in your feminine and receive help. You don't have to do everything. And I know that's such a small example, but why would you open this jar of honey when you literally have somebody there that can do it for you? Why can't you just receive something so nice? Open a jar of pickles, open a jar of honey, open, oh my gosh, I can't figure this out. Can you please get this open for me? And then praise them. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. You're so strong. I have no idea how you did that. And just those little moments that seem so insignificant but are really powerful can help you get back into your power, which is what asking is. It's you being in your power. Asking is not weakness. Asking is you being a powerful woman. Powerful women ask because they know that they're worthy to receive. They know that they're worthy of receiving it. So let's talk about this. It's not weakness. It is definitely a power move, and success leaves clues. So look at other really powerful women, right? Like, I'm sure, like Beyonce doing her thing, she didn't wait for the world to hand her opportunities. She asked for them. She put herself in the right situations, the right rooms. She went out there and asked for these things to happen. And there's two different forms of this. It's like you asking with the intention of forward, and you asking with the intention of receiving. Yes, because you should be receiving many things in your life. I'm going to show you how to ask, because I think that it's really important that you learn how to ask in a feminine way, and you learn how to ask in a way that is feeling really, really good in your body versus you feeling like you're demanding something, or you feeling like you're asking for things and you feel like weak or bad about it. Like, no, 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 no. I'm going to show you how to do this. But before we get into this, you have to understand that this is a energetic shift. You being in a powerful place where you can ask for help says so much about you. It says that your ego is not in the way, that you are willing to get support, that you know that you're worthy of being supported. And you'd be surprised, like I was surprised at how many people were willing to step up to the plate and be there for me when I asked for it. But no one's going to know if you're in a bad place right now if you don't say anything. And it's really important that you ask the right people. You want to ask people that have the capacity to hold that space for you versus people that are going to bring you down and talk negatively about whatever you're going through or defer you in a negative direction. Okay. Yes, energy shift. We are not in a place where we're begging, okay? When you're asking, you are not begging. You are asking and you're letting it go. What I see sometimes is sometimes you nag, okay? Like, for example, let's say that you want your man to fix something in the house. And you come to him and you're like, baby, can you please fix this? And it's been a week, and it's been 2 weeks, and it's been a month, and every time you're like, when are you gonna fix this? When are you gonna fix this? Okay, that's not what we're talking about. We are learning how to ask in a feminine way, and then we are detached from the outcome. And if your man doesn't fix it within a week, 2 weeks, hire a handyman to fix it. I'm sure he'll be like, comes home and it's fixed. And you're like, oh, like, what happened? Be like, oh, I hired somebody to do it. Don't worry, baby. You seem really, really busy. It's all fine. And you answer with really, really happy energy. Not like, oh, I found somebody to fix it. Like, no, 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 no. That's not what it is. Men love happy women, not good girls. Be a happy woman. Find what makes you happy. Be a happy woman. And so if you're in a place where you're asking for something and it doesn't get done, you're detached from the outcome, and you will just get a handle. It's fine. Oh, baby, you seem really busy. Don't worry about it. It's all good. He'll probably fix that next thing for you. Okay? He will pay attention next time that you ask. The point is that you're asking in a really great way. Now, again, I'm going to show you how to do this. So, learning how to ask with confidence. This is how to. There's 5 steps. Okay, number 1. You have to own your worth. And it's very hard for you to own your worth when you feel guilty inadequate, or there's stuff about you that you just simply don't like, or you tell yourself you'll love yourself when XYZ happens. And this all comes back to how you learned how to receive love as a child. Okay. So you have to ask yourself, like, as a child, whose love did I crave more? Was it my mother's or was it my father's? Like for myself, mine was my dad. And then the second question is what did I have to do in order to receive love from my dad? Right? What would have to happen in order for me to receive their love, validation, attention? So for me, my dad, he really liked if you were talented. So, like my mom, she sang in the praise team. We always praise her, like, oh my gosh, she's such a good singer. I love to watch her sing. He loved if you can sing. I remember meeting my stepmom for the first time and he made me sing and perform in front of her. And so I realized very quickly that if I performed well in front of my dad, I would receive praise, acknowledgement, and love. So my whole entire life, I was conditioned to perform in order for me to be worthy of love, which was really hard. Learning and unlearning this, something that was probably really, really good for my success as an entrepreneur and in sales, because if I performed, like I did well, but what happened on the days that I didn't do well? I would literally self-sabotage and feel so bad. I would be in my room for 2 days if I had a bad week at work, or if I didn't hit a financial thing that I was wanting. Like I would literally self-destroy so hard. I would be in my room for 2 days. I would Uber Eats to my room. I wouldn't come out, and I would be so depressed that I would binge watch like Grey's Anatomy or something for 2 days. It would take all weekend until Monday came along and I was like, okay, I'm going to try again. But if I did well, then I would, go do things with my daughter and do things normal on the weekends. That's not normal. Okay. And I had to do a lot of healing to be in a place where it doesn't matter if I do good or bad, that everything is going to be okay. And it's still something that I am intentionally, working on, because if something is doing bad, the subconscious, like little girl version aside of me is like, I'm not good enough if something is not going well, because of how I learned how to perceive love as a child. And that affects all of us. It's all about how your brain develops, especially from the ages of 8 to around 14. This is really, really important that you understand how you perceive love and how you're wired for love. And again, like, what if both of your parents weren't there? It's like, what did you have to do to get validation from other people? There's so many different things that we're conditioned from, especially from when we were a child. So if you want to be in a place where you know your worth, you have to be the person that says, regardless of whatever I went through, which I think is really important, because sometimes it's like our past suck, okay? But your past is the reason why you are here today. And if you can learn how to blame it effectively, like find right now something good that came out of that bad situation. And if you can blame that, be like, hey, because that happened, and because I felt that way, I was able to do this, this, and this. If that never happened, I wouldn't be who I am today. Like, I definitely wouldn't be as strong, as motivated as I am today without all the bad things that I've been through. And if I can be in this place and I can understand that I'm the person that's responsible for my happiness, I'm the person that's responsible for me being in a good mood. No one else is going to put me in a good mood except for me. Because if people outside of you are putting you in a good mood, it's only going to be temporary. It's not going to be all the time. And if I can realize that I need to be the person that's consistently doing this, and the person that's consistently pouring into me, that's how I'm going to feel worthy all the time. Being in a place where I can just continuously love the woman I am and just pour into that little girl and give her the love that maybe she never got. Because your brain doesn't know the difference between the past, present, and the future. So if I could just go back into the past and love on that little girl and pour into her and give things to her, and I can just be there with her, and I can think about future me and just love that woman and be like, I'm so excited to meet you. I'm in this place where I'm consistently in this like happiness flow. And if I'm really, really, really careful about any negative thing that comes up, because I'm sure maybe like me, you've had a lot of negative self-talk. Sometimes I had this negative self-talk where I consistently told myself that I was so unworthy, I can never do it. Like, why do you think you're good? Like, you suck. You've done this wrong and this wrong and this wrong. And I had to learn how to love that voice. So anytime it came up, I'm like, oh, that's so cute that you think that. That's not the truth. That's not who I am anymore. And I really love on me. And maybe I have negative things come on. I wrote them all down and then I wrote out positive things to um, counter them. But it was a consistent commitment to mastery, a commitment to transformation where I was not willing to let myself think like that anymore. And you have to recondition yourself to think in a positive way. If you want to learn how to be worthy and love yourself, then tell yourself, I am a worthy woman. What would a worthy woman do in this scenario? And really start conditioning your mind to think like that, pouring into yourself. Write yourself love notes, leave little notes around the house. Go buy yourself something. Like, take care of you the way that you would want somebody to take care of you. And when you do that, your standards raise. When you do that, other people will start treating you the way that you expect to be treated. And you expect yourself to be treated so high because you treat yourself that way. So that's one. Number two, you have to make your asks no-brainers, okay? I don't wanna make a really difficult ask. Now, do I think it's okay to ask for hard things? Of course. But make your first asks stuff that are so easy. Ask somebody, be like, "Oh, this is really good. You can try this today." If you're walking in somewhere, right? And first of all, people are gonna should open the door for you, but let's say that they don't open the door. I think, like, "Excuse me, like, could you please get the door?" If you're holding stuff. Like, let's say you're holding stuff and you're walking in, "Could you please get the door? Thank you so much." Right? Let's say you get in an elevator. "Hey, could you please push the 12th floor? Hey, can you please push the 8th floor? Can you please push the 27th floor?" There's such a small ask. It's a no-brainer ask. "Hey, baby, can you please open this jar for me? I can't get it open." Right? A small ask, an easy ask, right? What else is the easy ask? "Oh, could you please tell me, like, do you know where, this restaurant is?" If you're, like, walking on the street. Like, easy asks. Find a way to ask somebody a question today and ask them for something. Could you please get me a straw at a coffee shop when you're getting your coffee? I'm telling you, these small asks, no-brainer ask, are be really, really helpful, right? And try to find a way where you can ask people things that would really support you and that would really help you. Like, what do you need? What right now would really help you if you could just ask for it? And I want you to try to go ask somebody for something that'd be really easy for them to give you. That'd be really simple. Okay. Second part of that, men love helping. Love helping. They hate rescuing. Okay. So put yourself in a position like if you want to ask your guy for something that would really help you, ask him, but don't ask him when you're in a position where you need to be rescued. Okay. Ask for help. "Hey, baby, this would really help me. Could you get this for me?" Like, "Hey, babe, this would really help me. Could you stop by the store and get this for me on your way home? Thank you so much." Something that would be really easy for him to do. "Babe, I'm on my period. I feel like shit. Can you please stop at the store tonight and get me Ben& and Jerry's dairy-free cookies and cream ice cream because that would make me so happy." I don't even know if they have that one, but please, 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 right? That would mean a lot to me. Something so small. Ask. Okay. Number three, ask with certainty. Um, I don't know if it would be possible for you to do this, but it would really mean a lot. No, 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 no. Ask, ask with certainty. "Baby, could you please do this for me? Hey, could you please, hey, could you please, would it be possible for you to?" Let's say that you are, needing notes for something from work and somebody went to a meeting like, "Hey, John, is it possible for you to send me the notes from that meeting? I wasn't able to attend. Thank you so much." "Hey, Sally, is it possible for you to grab a second coffee? I know you're going to get coffee in a little bit. Can you grab a second coffee for me? I'll send you funds. Thank you so much." Ask for help, okay? Ask for support. Number four, you want to hold space for the yes. When you ask for something, wait for the yes. Just wait. Don't try to justify yourself. Don't tell them the reason as to why you're asking, all this other stuff. Just hold space for the yes. Okay. And the last one, number five, we talked about this already, but it is be unattached to the outcome. You never know if somebody's going to say yes. Just ask. And this is not for you to take advantage of anybody, okay? This is just for you to get support because you're worthy of being supported. You're worthy of the help. You're worthy of people being there for you, right? And sometimes as really powerful women, we try to take the whole damn world on our shoulders and we don't need to. Maybe you have kids and you really need somebody to watch them on Friday night so you can have a date night by yourself or with your man or whatever. And you haven't asked anybody because you don't want to be a burden. You haven't asked your mom to be able to take care of them or whatever. Ask. Why are you getting in your own way from the blessings that could be in your life? Right? It's very feminine to receive. Find a way to receive. Start asking people for things. Now, asking is not taking, okay? And you can feel when you're trying to take advantage of somebody, like you'll be able to feel that because you naturally have intuition. So I'm not talking about that. But if there's little small things that you can ask for so that you can start being a place of receiving, it's kind of like you're telling the universe and God, like, I'm ready to receive all that I am, which is such a great like affirmation as well. It's just like, I am so worthy. I command my subconscious mind to find ways to receive in such an abundant way. I'm so worthy of receiving every single thing that I want in my life. I'm worthy of receiving the money, the love, the abundance, like every single thing that is good for me, I'm going to receive it tenfold. That's what I get to have right now in my life. That's what I am worthy of. That is what I'm deserving of. You don't have to do anything to be worthy. You don't have to do anything to be enough. You are simply enough and simply worthy just as you are. You just have to believe it. And sometimes we get in our way all the time that we put blocks on the blessings that God and the universe has for our life, and we don't find ways to be in a place where just like, oh, it's just so great. I get to have this. Watch you say that affirmation of yourself and you start doing this to where you can start receiving little things about how many amazing things you'll receive all the time. All the time. Being in your feminine is really powerful. Being in your feminine, you get to receive. You get to have it. And just remember just to be happy. That is the key. Be happy. What would make me so incredibly happy today? What would make me so incredibly happy right now? I get to receive it all. If you get a no, if you get a no, you are okay because the most confident and powerful women know that a no means that something better is coming. And you are true, like really believing that. Be like, something always good is coming for me. If it's a no, that means something better is coming for me. And really trusting that, like, I don't know if you've ever seen that picture where the little girl is there with God and she has a teddy bear and she's holding it and she's like, but I love it, God. And God is a way bigger teddy bear, like behind his back. And he's like, you just have to trust me. You got to surrender and really trust that everything is happening for you in the perfect time. And if it's a no right now and you're trying to control it and you're trying to be like, oh my gosh, it's not fair, you are withholding the big teddy bear. You're withholding the blessings that could be in your life if you would just freaking let go. Let go and trust the process. Let go and trust that it's coming for you. Start asking so that you can receive what you're so worthy of. She who asks receives. You have to be in your feminine to be comfortable with receiving. If you're in your masculine, you're going to resent receiving. Learn how to be in your feminine. Learn how to love on you more. Like, one last thing I'm going to leave you with. So I'm wearing my silky, amazing, like, pajamas. They're not even my pajamas. I think these are Natalie's pajamas, but I wore them because we wanted to wear something silky and fun. And this represents, like, my feminine ritual with myself every single night and every single morning. Every night when I finish with work, I change my clothes into something that's really soft and that feels really good, okay? And it doesn't have to be like sexy lingerie. It doesn't have to be that, okay? It can just be like little silky pajama set, right? Something really feminine, some really cutesy. I have like a little silk robe I love. It's great. And then I try to dim my lights and I put on my rose incense and I put on music and it just changed the whole vibe. And I drop into my feminine because I've been in masculine most of my day. And if you can do little small things for yourself in order for you to drop back into your feminine, what will happen is that you will fill up your cup. And you're supposed to fill up your cup so full that it has an overflow. And that overflow goes into like a little vat, and the vat is what you pour into everybody else. So many women experience burnout and they experience being exhausted because they pour from an empty cup. Because you're operating in your masculine all day long, most of the week. If you want to go into a place where you have more energy and more creativity, it's because creative energy comes from the feminine. The feminine, right? Like, you are a human portal for life. You are supposed to create. That's what you're literally designed to do. But if you can't sit in your feminine, you don't have the energy to be able to create. Yes. And how do I create? From being in a place of love and a place of fun and playfulness. Play, right? Laugh, dance around, be in a place where you can be in your feminine. It feels really good so that you can operate really powerfully in your masculine throughout the week because you have more energy. So I really hope this helps you. I want you to try this. Please make sure that you comment below anything that resonates with you. Let me know your feminine rituals that you do. And I will see you, baby girl, on the next episode.